loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bag.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Cryptcast. I'm Mike.
Yo, Brian.
And we are coming to you from inside the Comic Crypt in Eatontown, New Jersey. And we're doing a book review today. We are talking about House of M from 2005, issues 1 through 8, by Brian Michael Bendis and Oliver Coipel. House of M. It's definitely a Batman Year One situation for me, where I remember it being better, but robbed of all its surrounding context. This is just a glorified what if.
The problem is that it needs the surrounding context.
All of it.
This is a magnum opus of bringing things together. The Avengers title ends, right?
Yeah.
Disassembled.
Yeah, it's like 5 whatever, like the actual run ends, like the legacy run from the beginning. 500
to 504, 5 whatever it was. Mm-hmm. 500 to 503. And without the context of what happens in Avengers Disassembled, it is kind of like a big what if, where you're just like, what the hell's going on? Like, why did this happen?
I knew what happened in Avengers Disassembled. I came and I brushed up on it today because it was like, oh, okay. But still knowing that, reading the book itself, it is just a big what if that has a lasting consequence. And honestly, it read quickly, it read well. I was just kind of bored most of the time.
So I don't.
There's like two and a half issues you could cut out of this and it wouldn't change anything.
I don't disagree. It's just that as I read it, I kind of relived all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. This is another page out of the Marvel playbook where we have a main event and there's 4 to 5 miniseries that go along with it.
Right, you flesh it out, yeah.
So you get the broader picture in the minis, there was a House of M Fantastic Four where Doctor Doom was the leader of the Fantastic Four and a rival of Magneto's, and you get House of M Spider-Man where Spider-Man you get the full family dynamic that Uncle Ben is alive and Captain Stacy's alive and he's married to MJ and no, he's married to Gwen, and Gwen's not dead, and he's a professional wrestler. He's not even a superhero, he's got the life, So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't actually happen in these 8 issues to really flesh it out and make it a whole thing.
But that's the thing with any Marvel event is
but it's not.
All the other shit's everywhere else.
But that's the thing. In this, that other stuff was integral where normally the side stuff is chaff that you could just throw away and not read.
That's not necessarily true.
But it has been.
Yeah, it can be.
I'm saying this is like the shining example of read it all. Read more than anything else. Read it all. It's integral. And it's one of the first Marvel miniseries for years that had lasting ramifications. Where it's all right, so it's over. So how drastically did the world change? And the stakes are now wildly different. And this is, for me, kind of the end of all the heroes being cool with each other. Mm-hmm. This is the line in the sand where it's X-Men are not fucking Avengers and Avengers are not X-Men. Mm-hmm.
I could see that. It's for me, even with if you read all the minis and stuff, yes, I'm sure it made it better, but ultimately, you're just looking at the final outcome is the only reason this happened. And again, it's just it's a glorified what if.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take down how important M Day is, how important that is for mutants going forward forever, up until Krakoa.
Yeah, up until Krakoa.
Huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that could have happened in anywhere. The book in itself, it just feels like it's almost unnecessary.
It's not unnecessary, and I think this book is one of the linchpins in, do you watch movies or do you read comics? Because if you watch movies, you can love the Scarlet Witch. If you read comics and you're an X guy, she's the bad guy. You know, and there's a whole bunch of people that have never read this that don't get where Scarlet Witch hate comes from.
So, as an X guy, I don't hate the Scarlet Witch. I don't. Like, she did something...
Then you're not an X guy.
She did something horrific and awful, but it didn't come out of a place that was, like, malicious at all. She's a hurt person who is incredibly unstable to a point that is, like, irresponsible.
So if you're a hurt, unstable person, it's okay to murder people.
No, but you're held to a lesser standard. Like, you know, it's like, if I plan to kill you, it's a big deal. If I lose my mind and kill you, I'm not going to be prosecuted as hard.
But we're not talking about losing your mind and killing one
we're
person. We're talking about genocide.
I understand that, but again, it's the same thing where she is not in the right frame of mind to be entirely culpable for it.
If that's the case, then she's not in the right state of mind to be a superhero ever. She shouldn't be donning a costume and being an Avenger now.
I think she got better, but like at this point...
No.
At this point in time,
no.
Absolutely not.
No.
She should be locked in another dimension somewhere.
There is no better. There is absolutely no better. You don't get to rehabilitate from this.
Why?
Because there are people who are permanently dead that don't get to rehabilitate. You have murdered people.
Who?
Well, whatever Magma's boyfriend was that's at the bottom of that volcano now.
He got better. He's Krakoa.
No, he's not. We don't know if he was ever brought back.
Just
They never mentioned that character again.
But the only people she killed were Avengers. And people who incidentally lost their powers in unfortunate circumstances.
And people she brought back to life and then not again. So Uncle Ben died again. Gwen Stacy died again.
No.
Captain Stacy died
No,
again.
they didn't die again. They just ceased to exist in that reality. It's not the same thing.
That is absolutely the same thing.
No, it's not. They didn't
ask
die
Peter
again.
Parker if it's the same
he
thing.
got to feel the loss. It wasn't like they had to get murdered over again. Yeah, well, that's a separate thing.
That is not a separate thing.
It is a separate thing. If I create you and then I uncreate you, did I kill you, or were you a figment that wasn't around to begin with?
So if Gwen Stacy dies in the books now, no one should feel sorry because she's from another reality.
That's different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
She wasn't created out of magic. She came from another universe.
She altered reality to make these people there.
Yeah.
They were there.
In that reality.
Right.
They were not murdered, they were just unmade.
That's murder.
No, it's not.
Unmaking people is murder.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes.
It's not.
That is absolutely murder.
Not. They weren't real.
Why? How were they not real?
Because she made that reality.
It was reality.
They weren't real.
It was the only reality. No. She changed the world. She had reality altering powers.
Yes.
She altered reality. Mm-hmm. So while it was altered, that was the reality. They were alive.
At the moment, yes.
Yes, until she unalived them.
She made the new reality go away. That's not killing them.
Yes, if they are no longer alive, they are killed.
It is ceasing their existence.
Which is murder.
It is not murder.
It is absolutely murder.
No.
Yes.
It is not murder.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely not.
It is absolutely murder. Ask Peter Parker if it's murder.
I don't think he's going to say it's murder.
He's absolutely going to say it's murder.
Yes, Peter Parker is probably the most tragic part of this book because he had to relive everything over again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But they were not murdered.
They were absolutely murdered. They were brought back to life.
Did Scarlet Witch run down the street and shoot Uncle Ben in the gut?
They were brought back to life and then murdered.
Did Scarlet Witch throw Gwen Stacy off a bridge to snap her neck? Like, no.
Well, reality falls apart in the artwork, and they make that whole little brick thing that, like...
Yeah, the Tetris pieces?
Yeah, does that look comfortable to you?
No. No, it doesn't.
No, it's excruciatingly painful, doesn't it?
I guess.
Until you're not there.
But that only happened to a Wanda clone and one other person, right? I don't remember.
Lego bricked out of reality.
Those are Tetris blocks. She completed the row and they started to fall apart.
Uh-huh. Let's review the story before we're here for like 3 hours.
It might be better yelling about this and then going over the whole book.
Was that like a painful face to you? That was like a painful face.
No, look, she's having fun.
Yeah.
So the book starts with Scarlet Witch giving birth to twins, surrounded by all her friends and family, which is very weird that all these people are here watching her giving birth.
Yep.
Bedside.
Yeah, and a lot of these people aren't her friends.
Mm-hmm. And Matt Murdock and Elektra.
That's Scott Summers.
Could be Matt Murdock. Why would he be standing next to Elektra?
Because he's not holding his cane and he's not wearing a suit.
You can't see his arms.
God damn it, it's Scott. It's not Matt.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because Scott's in the story from like the beginning and Matt doesn't come in till later.
Is Elektra in the story at all?
Elektra's not in the story at all.
Right.
Maybe that's Kitty when she was a pirate.
That's in the future.
And that is one shit brick house of a Matt Murdock.
That's fine.
That's not Matt.
I say it's Matt.
That's not Matt.
Can't prove me wrong.
I can't prove you wrong, but it's not Matt.
Well, we get off of that, and then we cut to Charles Xavier rolling into the room and spoiling everything.
Spoiling everything?
Uh-huh.
He's telling the psychopath to put things back that shouldn't be there.
So, the Scarlet Witch is creating a little reality bubble in which she just gave birth, and she's all happy because she has children.
Yeah, which she magically made because her husband's a robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just explaining to the people that, like, no one impregnated her. She magicked up some babies.
So, when she created these people, did she murder them when she made them go away?
Yes.
So, Matt Murdock slash Cyclops is dead now,
Yes.
and Elektra's dead now, and
Well,
Dr.
Elektra
Strange is
dies
dead
all
now.
the time.
Yeah, she comes back.
And this was different.
Oh, it's different, but this is a little reality bubble. She created these people.
It's like a tiny bubble. It's like a tiny bubble. It's not a world altering
It's a tiny
bubble.
world.
It's not. It's her world. It's her world in her mind. And you don't know if this actually fucking happened.
It did.
But you don't.
You do, because Xavier is yelling at her, "Put it back! They never existed, put it back!"
But you don't, because this is going back to when she like first made them.
No, this is current. This is her and Genosha being treated by Xavier post-killing Avengers. This is not the first time she made her children.
I know, but she's reliving it in her head, in her mind.
No, she's creating a small reality
like
out of her head
it's like her
in the world.
It's like her happy place. Like she's starting. This is pre House of M Mini before she does the big. It's the testing. It's the
Yeah, right. But she's still making people out of whole cloth.
but only in her head.
No, in reality.
In her head.
No, because they're falling apart into blockies. Look at all the things flying around. And they disintegrate. Look, you can see them in the background disintegrating.
Yeah, look at them getting murdered.
Not murdered, because they're not real.
They were real in the other world.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Elaborate stuff.
Nope.
So Xavier finally gets through to her, and she realizes what's happening and breaks down. Her children were never real, and she keeps saying that she killed her husband.
Because she did.
Because she did. She killed her husband.
She made a She-Hulk rip him in half.
She didn't make She-Hulk did that.
Yeah, she did.
No.
She created an environment that made She-Hulk lose her shit.
She had no direct control over that. She killed her husband by like half melting him and having him vomit out like 6 Ultrons. Then we hit a recap page. It tells us who the Avengers and the X-Men are. Shows us Xavier returning to Genosha to rebuild. And what? No, Xavier.
No, they're already on Genosha.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I'm going over the recap.
He's working with her on Genosha.
Yeah, but Xavier is at Genosha to do shit.
Yes.
And 6 months ago, the Scarlet Witch had a nervous breakdown, lost control of her powers, killed Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Scott Lang Ant-Man, and her husband, the Vision. So she's been being treated by Xavier since then.
That's all right. She tosses Hawkeye a free bone after he gets resurrected and finds her.
What?
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
After he comes back, he hunts her down, finds her, and then she gives him a sympathy fuck.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Scarlet Witch is a hoe.
She's mentally unstable.
Very.
So an
important thing to know about the Scarlet Witch is that she is not a scholar. Magic is supposed to be an intellectual thing that you work on,
Yeah, you
and
learn
train
it.
on, you
Yeah.
learn it. Hers are granted to her by her mutant gift. Therefore, it is chaos magic that shouldn't exist.
Well, chaos magic isn't a thing. She just has access to magic that is purely chaotic because she can't control it.
But that's why they refer to her magic as chaos magic.
Yeah.
Therefore, the children that she made are made of chaos. Therefore, the powers that be saw exceptions to these things existing.
After that whole debacle before, Magneto comes in to talk to Xavier, and it's not going well. They're trying to treat her there, and it's not happening. And Magneto in pajamas, not a good look for him.
Well, I mean, he's a distraught, not grandpa right now.
He's a distraught father.
Sure.
His child is suffering.
Yeah, and you know, he had grandchildren for a hot minute. Now he doesn't. So, yeah.
I think he's less concerned about that.
Yeah.
Xavier mentions that every time she uses her powers to alter reality, she loses a little bit more of her grip on actual reality because it's harder for her to tell what is real and what she wants it to be. So they're having a harder and harder time controlling her. So they've been drugging her and psychically putting her to sleep, which is not okay. I guess in the circumstances,
it's very
necessary, but also kind of fucked up.
What do you do? What do you do with
Well, we're going to talk about that just like the Avengers are in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But at this point, the drugs and the psychic sleep aids are not working. Like, they're barely holding her down. And Magneto cries about being a shitty father. Then we get to the Avengers.
What does being a shitty father have to do with anything?
He blames himself
Which is
for not being a better
garbage.
father. Why?
Because her powers would still exist.
This has nothing to do with her powers. This is about her mental ability to handle it. So if he were a better father, she might have been a more stable person.
And not tried to make herself fake children?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think she's at some point, her little feminine clock would have been ticking and be like, I want babies and my husband doesn't have a penis.
Yeah, and she knows about a dozen super scientists who will allow her to get children.
Out of what?
Out of whatever.
And
Build them, clone them, adopt aliens. Name something that hasn't happened.
whose DNA do you put in there?
Whoever you want. Wonder Man.
Right? Because Vision's brain patterns are mapped after Wonder Man.
Sure.
Jim whatever, the original Human Torch, because Vision's body's made of it, right? And he was a cyborg,
but
so there's some organic tissue in there.
Sure.
Right?
Hammond?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Hammond.
But yes, I do think Scarlet Witch is slightly sympathetic in the fact that she is very mentally unwell and had a shitty upbringing because her dad went, yeah, but mutants, and I'm gonna go save them, and you fuck you too. I got stuff going on. Your weapons for me.
Some people just shouldn't have children. That's the bottom line of this story.
Yes. So we jump over to New York City, and we see. Well, you gotta specify.
Oh, the other one.
Well, you say New York. Well, I guess yeah. People outside of the area, when you say New York, might think New York State, upstate.
York.
So we see Miss Marvel, who is still Miss Marvel at this point, and not Captain Marvel. Falcon and Wonder Man.
Carol Danvers, not Miss Khan.
And they're at the New Avengers Mansion, which is just Stark Tower. X-Men are there too. And the current X-Men lineup is Cyclops, Emma Frost, Beast, Kitty, Colossus, and Wolverine.
And we're here to talk about what to do about the Wanda in the room.
Yeah, they're in a big conference room.
These big splash pages are of like the lineups of both teams are cool.
And Xavier's there, and Scott is not happy to see him. Like, he gets in his face. It's like, fuck you.
He doesn't say fuck you.
He says fuck you. Professor, Kitty, I hated how things ended between us. Yes, well, obviously something important has come up. You made it quite clear you weren't going to be involving yourself with us, and you weren't exactly nice about it. And he's like, got a gritted teeth thing while he's doing a too hard handshake, it looks like.
He's muscling the
He's like, so everyone's there because they need to decide the fate of Wanda. And we hop over.
Just put that rabid dog down. Be done with it.
But basically, what it is she's too powerful. She can't control it. Like, What do we do?
Yeah. It's fun when they, you get guys like Xavier in a room and you got Stark in the room and they're like, we don't know. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you guys are like the guys that know.
Yeah, you're the guys who know. You're the Illuminati. You're supposed to know.
Yeah. It's like, maybe we should have called Reed.
So we cut over back to Genosha. We see Wanda sleeping, and Quicksilver shows up, and
to plead with Magneto.
Yeah, he knows the meeting's happening, and he's assuming. He does not know. He's assuming that they are going to kill her.
See, I'm curious. Like, could he have been? They don't put him in the artwork, but could he have been in the room and then dipped? Like, could he like?
Yeah,
or was he just not even invited? Like, because, he's too close to the subject?
Yeah, he'd be too close to it, of course, yeah.
I love that panel where he's screaming at Magneto, and he's like, Pietro, please, nobody can hear you when you yell that fast.
Yes, where he's just like, rah! He's like a blurred face. Yeah. Which panel. Is, I guess that saves everybody from having to hear it. But, so he's losing his mind. And Magneto says, hey, they might be right. Like, I don't know what to do either, and she's a danger to everybody. And every time, like, Pietro is like, they're going to kill her. They're going to kill her. And he just goes, what would you have me do?
Not very Magneto-like.
Because Magneto's used to being able to do things. He can be in the control of the situation. He has no control of this.
I know, but, like, there are, shades of Magneto past that would have been like, all right, we'll go to war. Just
to what?
To anything, like, with the Avengers and the X-Men, just to protect mine, because it's Magneto, and Magneto was a psycho bag terrorist for years. That was just like, I showed up to wreck shit.
Even at this point, he's already made his turn. He's not like a hero, but he's not like a villain. Like, ha ha ha! I've got the missiles. So yeah, Magneto's conflicted.
You know what would make you a villain? A bunch of people saying they're gonna kill your daughter.
It could, but he knows it's a viable option because he's out of options too.
Think about at the end of Avengers Disassembled. Mm-hmm. When Magneto shows up, eyes fucking glowing, ominous, like, give me my daughter.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, and they let him take, sure.
Yeah.
But now, imagine 6 months of seeing your daughter rip apart and recreate reality in front of you because she thinks she should have children.
Has it been 6 months since?
It is 6 months.
And the Avengers and X-Men just get together now to talk about it? Wonderful.
Well, because everything is like, oh, they got her, whatever. Xavier is treating her. I mean, Doctor Strange was treating her too a little bit, so everything's got to be fine.
Out of sight, out of mind, everything's cool?
What are you gonna do? You gotta trust your Xavier and Strange to be doing the right thing, right?
What are you going to do? You just watched Wanda Maximoff responsible for the fucking deaths of 3 Avengers and cause an Ultron invasion and a Kree invasion.
Yeah.
In the matter of minutes apart from each other.
Right.
Like, no, that's a problem for somebody else to handle. I'm sure Xavier and Strange got this.
Before you could prosecute somebody, you have to make sure they're of sound mind. They're not going to do their shit anymore, so you have to get them better so they could pay the price.
You put that bitch in a magic asylum. You going to tell me that Strange can't lock her in a place of no
otherwise they would have.
I wouldn't put her in Genosha. I wouldn't put her anywhere in the real world. You get to go to Astral Plane or
you don't think
some shit.
If they could have popped her in a separate dimension, they would have?
Everyone in this universe has a little white box in their head. Put her in a white box.
So we hop back to the meeting of all the heroes, and Emma just says, like, yeah, we should kill her.
Yeah,
and Wolverine's like, yep, we should.
No, Emma's like, put her down. And Spidey gets, like a dog. Cap won't even entertain the idea. Mm-hmm. There's got to be another way. Yeah, I love that part. The exchange between it's not really an exchange, but Cap's like, there's got to be another way, and Wolverine's like, nope. Yeah. No, there isn't. And Cap's like, there's always another way. And Wolverine's like, nope. Yep. There isn't always another way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes murder's the way.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I miss these fucking days. Like, where is this Wolverine? I hate fucking lapdog Wolverine. Let me be an Avenger. I want to be an Avenger, and I'm going to listen to everyone. No, goddammit. Like, they fucking neutered Wolverine.
He's still the same Wolverine.
No,
he's
not.
Like, I think you're wrong. I'm going to do what I want, bub.
Nah. Man. No. Now he's the I'm gonna skulk off and do it by myself instead of just tell off the room full of people.
Like he has
tell off the room full of people.
I love seeing Emma.
Me and Cap are Weapon X buddies. I love him so much. I
love seeing Emma run shit.
With what?
Like I just love seeing Emma in the leadership role. I miss it so much. I really do.
Yeah.
It feels so good. Because at this point, she was running the school. She was the head of the school.
Yep.
And she's heading this meeting.
From that into the utopian era, like, Emma's top dog.
Yeah, just seeing her in the forefront, I really miss it. The fact that she's got kind of... I mean, it's a little more right now. She's in leadership in Krakoa, and she's doing some stuff now, but it wasn't to the extent that it should.
Yeah, but her and Scott together.
I was gonna say the two of them working in tandem is just
let
better.
Jean stay in space and put them back together.
You mispronounced dead. Let Jean stay dead.
Did I pronounce dead?
Yeah.
Phoenix 8 came out today that we're recording. Not.
Yeah.
Not when you're listening to this. But in Phoenix number 8, she is reborn again with a costume change. I am so sick of this bitch. Like, Scott needs an Emma right now. His life is falling apart.
She doesn't need no Scott. She got a new costume.
Who, Jean?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Jean. Just let her stay in space as the new whatever she is. I don't care.
Ultra Phoenix.
Ultra Phoenix. I don't care. Like, stay there. Be a bird goddess. Go wreak havoc on the Shi'ar.
So the all the heroes are going back and forth on, like, should we do this? Should we not? Blah blah blah. Turns out Xavier's tapped. He can't do anything else to help her. Doctor Strange just tried everything he knows to try, but he's still researching, and that's enough for Cap to go, well, the doctor said he's looking for more stuff.
We're gonna work.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, like, right before that, Emma's like, like this, they're discussing, like, who has the authority.
Yes.
And it's like, she's an Avenger. Like, this is an Avenger thing. And it's like, she's a mutant.
This is a mutant thing.
And the X-Men handle mutant threats.
Right.
Emma points out that she's killed heroes. She's killed.
Yeah.
And she's a mutant who has killed heroes, and the implications of that against the mutant race.
Yeah, are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could blow back on them hard.
Right.
Boy, does she not know what's coming.
And Spidey's like, so if my powers go out of control, like, you guys are just gonna put me down, like,
Yeah, but Wolverine's response is, yeah.
Which I love.
Hope I can count on you to do the same.
And like I said, I love Wolverine. Very, very few times you hear me say I love Wolverine, but I love Wolverine in this story because he knows, he's like, yeah, this is dark shit.
Yes.
None of you guys are prepared to handle this shit.
And in a superpowered, like, reality, that's a sentiment I think everyone should have, where it's like, if I start losing my stuff, take me out.
Even Superman. He gets a kryptonite ring from Lex Luthor. He gives it to Batman. He's like, I know you don't want to. He's like, but you're going to be the guy. If something happens to me, you're going to be the guy. Like, you've got to do it.
Superman gets down on one knee, gives Batman a ring, and it's like, will you kill me?
Will you kill me? Oh, I've never told you that.
So it's just this constant back and forth. So Janet and Carol go, we should talk to Wanda and see what she wants to do. Talk to the mentally unstable person who's altering reality all around her and see what she wants to do.
Well, they're trying not to lose track of the fact that she's a friend.
Yes,
and an ally.
She's a person with feelings and blah, 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 blah. So
Visions can be rebuilt.
Yeah, fine, just rebuild them.
Ant-Man's. I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah, it's fine. We still got him. He was Yellow Jacket at the time, so he could just put the red back on.
Right, and then O'Grady's out there somewhere. He's gonna go steal. So yeah. Who cares? I mean, shit. As far as movie watchers know, O'Grady, Lang, same shit because they mixed the origin.
Sure.
So, he's a thief. No, Lang's not a thief. He's just a failure as a dad.
You can't replace Hawkeye though. Where else are you going to find that big of a douche?
You can with Bullseye.
Yes, later you can. Yeah. I will say he goes out like a hero when he kills himself, though. I'll give him that.
What, Hawkeye?
Yeah. He takes out an entire Kree, like, mothership.
Yeah.
He's going to die, and he's like, nope, not like this, like this! And he, like, shoots off into the thing holding a weapon, or so. I forget what it is, but he takes out a ship. So everyone goes on a road trip to Genosha.
We're on the road to Genosha.
So when they get there,
let's ride.
Wanda and Magneto are gone. Emma manages to pin them down, and they rush over to wherever that happens to be. And it's just a bunch of... Basically, the back half of this issue is just groups of heroes carrying each other from location to location.
Yeah, it was really weird. Because, like, they all land, like, they all arrive and land in one spot, and they go, no, not here. I sense it over there.
Yeah.
And then they go, okay, over here.
But it's like Iron Man's carrying Cyclops, and Miss Marvel's carrying... Emma, like it's just really weird. Also, what the fuck's up with this outfit on Ms.
I don't
Marvel?
know.
I've never seen this in my life.
Is she like Agent of Shield there or something?
I don't know this costume because
you gotta think Scott being carried by Iron Man's like strategically thinking right now. God damn it, we need flyers. Where the hell's Warren?
yeah, we didn't bring anyone who fucking flies. Where are we? In these things, we focus heavily on Spider-Man because he keeps mentioning his spider sense not going off.
Yeah, like if we were in danger, I would know.
Yeah, he's just like, hey guys, this feels really bad, but my spider sense isn't doing anything. And then
whiteout.
Yeah, we see some doors open up, and then everyone walks inside, and then there's a weird portal.
I'm getting George O'Keefe vibes again.
Have you? That's a really weird vagina. Well,
it had to change directions, is what it was. It had to spin, you know? She was laying on her side, she's straight, yeah.
Spider-Man goes to the reality vagina, and we see Pete wake up to a crying baby, and he's sleeping next to a blonde. Then we see a wedding picture with a blonde. It's got to be Gwen Stacy, and that's where issue 1 ends.
Does it have to be Gwen Stacy?
Yeah, who else is going to be blonde that he's going to be married to? Sharon Carter.
No, but Bobby Morse.
That was way, way later, and that lasted about, 3 weeks?
Listen, I'm just saying, he's been with blondes.
Sure. He's got a type, though.
Yeah, remember when they did the big reveal that Carol had a crush on him? They were kind of on a date.
Is it Carol?
Yeah. Yeah.
Issue 2, which I don't think needs to be an issue.
Well,
this is literally just like, this is where everyone is.
We can cover this by going, it's touching where everyone is. Cap is an old man. He's retired. Scott is married to Emma. Allison Blair, who is Dazzler, has a talk show. Everyone has the perfect life. The version of what their perfect lives would be. The fun little tidbit I put in the notes was Carol is still a superhero.
Yep.
Carol's perfect life is being Carol.
Yeah, Carol is Carol. She's living her best life already.
Yeah. And also in that scene, she's chasing down thieves. One of them being Gambit.
Yep.
So Gambit's perfect life is being Gambit. Yes. So I kind of love that.
Yeah.
I was like, not everybody's miserable.
Right.
Not everyone has suffered these traumas.
Well,
not everyone needs their lives fixed.
That comes up later where they're talking about whether they even should put reality back, because isn't everyone happier anyway?
But no.
Everyone was happy until they got reminded.
But I'm just saying, some people were happy and didn't need.
Everyone was happy until they got woken up.
Yeah.
So I want.
I'm just saying, some people started happy, and you might have altered their shit, even though they're still happy.
Right.
You would have changed their trajectory.
I want to go a little slower through here, just go over some detail. So we start with Cap, and he is an old man.
Yes.
Like an old man living in the Bronx.
Yes.
And then we get our first glimpse of what the new world is like, because there's mutants everywhere. Like, he goes to check his mail and go outside, and there's mutants all over the place. Like little mutant children flying in the streets and stuff. And then...
See, there's the smattering there. I didn't see it's all over the place.
Well, there's a 3-eyed little girl and a cannonball guy. There's a man on fire, a lady flying, a weird goblin dude, a dude with wings.
I first picked up on it on Kitty's segment where she's a school teacher and her class is very diverse.
It becomes more and more prevalent as the book goes on. I think they're still trying to that's weird. One thing I want to point out, Steve Rogers has some mail, and it says, Rogers, Steve, Captain USAF. He was not part of the Air Force.
Nope.
So, did he want to be part of the Air Force?
Maybe a change. Yeah, maybe he wanted to be.
It's just a weird thing.
Also, he lives in the Bronx, not Brooklyn, which is wrong.
Well, he gotta move somewhere. Maybe it was cheaper in Bronx at the time, so he moved there.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's like a principle thing. Guys from Brooklyn don't move to the Bronx.
You don't know that.
We moved to Jersey.
Scott and Emma are a couple, and they're living in Hartford, Connecticut. A little side thing. Emma mentions having to have a meeting with that little Richards boy again, and his parents were astronauts who died.
Which also, could be another reason why the Fantastic Four didn't get involved. It's like, oh, Wanda reality warped shit and made children, and then you yelled at her. It's like, well, we're not going to get involved because our little boy warps reality all the time. He's got a Galactus in his closet.
Yeah. Don't talk about that. That's fine.
That's the one thing during A vs. X when they're like, we're coming for Hope. And it's like, coming for Hope? Go for fucking Franklin. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, but Reed's got it. It's fine. He's responsible. You mutants, not responsible.
Right.
Like you said, Dazzler has a talk show, and she's, like, hitting on Wonder Man. Carol's a hero, stops Gambit. Kitty's when she stops Gambit, he gets knocked out, like, against a statue of a Sentinel head. And there's a placard next to it that says, "The mutant blood lost here was the last that will ever be lost in war. Magnus." So it is a world where there has been a mutant revolution. Then we see Kitty. She's a school teacher. And this is incorrect. It's correct in the real world, incorrect in universe. Because they're having a lesson going, who is the first mutant?
Right.
And they say it's Namor.
Right.
Which is correct for us.
Right.
Incorrect for the 616. Because the oldest mutant has to be Apocalypse. Right? Unless there's someone who predates him.
Do we know how old Namor is?
Not that old.
But do we know that factually?
Not off the top of my head. I'm sure we could look it up.
We know that he fought Nazis in World War I.
Two. There were no Nazis in World War I.
Well, he fought in World War I. He fought with Cap.
Cap was in World War II.
Not in one? I thought they were in one too.
Nope. World War II.
So it was World War II where he had that real pointy chin?
Yes.
Damn, the art was bad then.
He was a triangle head.
Yes.
That's what they look like. We see Sam Wilson as a detective in Hell's Kitchen. He catches some shit for being a human from Luke Cage. And Luke Cage is like a crime boss or a gang leader or something.
Yeah, he's a gang leader. Underground revolution or something.
Yeah, he's like a revolutionary, but it's being framed like he's a gang leader.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like they were all sitting around a basement waiting for shit to happen anyway.
Yeah. And Sam's there to confront him about who beat Wilson Fisk into a coma the other night. Where am I? Doctor Strange is a psychologist instead of a surgeon, which doesn't make any sense because I thought he'd be well into that. And he's trying to treat the Sentry, yeah. Which plays no role in this book at all, other than making an appearance.
Yeah, he's there.
Yep. Colossus is in Russia farming, and because he's big and strong, he's pulling his own farm equipment. That's it.
One cameo. Never, nothing again.
Then we have Beast and Hank Pym in a lab in Chicago. Beast is not blue; he is like original, like human-looking Beast. And Beast is advising Hank against going to Tony Stark with the work he's been doing to isolate the mutant gene because they could be seen as like a race thing, as a dangerous thing, and they could hurt Stark's image and fire him. And then Beast tells Pym he gets it. It's got to be rough watching your species get phased out of existence. It's weird. Shoe on the other foot. We see Storm with Janet Van Dyne, who is a fashion designer in Paris, and Storm is getting fitted for dresses for the party that is being thrown at the House of Magnus. And then, end of the issue, we get Wolverine waking up. And because his brain's all fucked up, he knows that he shouldn't be there. And apparently this version of him is in a relationship with Mystique. He's upset. He rushes outside. He sees a fleet of jets. He's on a helicarrier. There are Sentinels. They're flying over New York. And that's where that issue ends.
They're all flying Magneto banners. It is not a SHIELD per se helicarrier.
It's technically still SHIELD.
Yeah.
Like
they use the name, but it's all under Magneto's.
But again, this issue is nothing. This issue is literally
it's just catching up and check marking everybody where they are.
It's not even setting anything up. It's not set dressing.
Nope, just here's this person, here's that person, here's that person.
The only thing that's set up is Wolverine. This whole issue could have been thrown in the garbage and it would have changed anything. Waste of time.
Is letting you know what they all had to lose.
Sure. Like I said, an outsized what if.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you had to have some kind of perspective of what they had to lose, what their lives were like in this world.
Issue 3 starts with Wolverine remembering everything. Well, not like everything. He just basically it's him and a wolf, him fighting ninjas with Cap.
It's always him and a wolf.
Him fighting the Hulk, him and the Phoenix, him and what's her face? I always forget her name. His Japanese mama.
Yeah, Silver Samurai's sister.
Yeah. Xavier.
Yuriko?
No, isn't Yuriko Deathstrike?
Deathstrike?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know.
There's a lot of Japanese names that I don't know who they're attributed to.
Wolverine shit is not my not my strong suit.
But basically, he gets a recap. He gets a little montage of his entire life right up to recap. It's a whole lot of crap right up to the end of issue 1, and he's like, "Well, fuck this.
This is all bullshit. So I'm jumping off a helicarrier."
He jumps off the helicarrier while over the city, and we just see him free fall and just slam into a building. And he's laying on a ledge, going like, "What the fuck is this?" Because he sees Times Square, and MJ's on one of the fucking screens doing an ad for deodorant. There's a
sign for that Allison's show and a
Wonder Man thing.
Oh, it must be Thanksgiving. There's a Spidey balloon
That was
coming
my
down.
thing. It's like, why
am I
is
just
there
noticing that now?
A random, just a one-off Spider-Man balloon in the street, unless there is a parade happening.
Apparently, it's the Thanksgiving Day Parade,
In
or
this
it's
universe,
Magneto Day Parade.
In this universe, they just have Spider-Man balloons going around just because people love him so much.
True. Well, he's a famous wrestler.
And then we're treated to an issue of The Pulse, which is an in-universe magazine.
You know, another thing that I loved about this time period, Marvel would put out the actual newspapers.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a House of M newspaper.
I got a
and
bunch of those
Civil
at
War
home,
newspaper. Yeah. You know, actual fold-out newspaper with articles like what.
I like stuff like that because it's like immersion. Give me like what it's like in the thing.
Absolutely.
So basically, it's just like a tabloid, and we get a couple pages of this. They actually end up giving us a full quote unquote full issue of the Pulse in the back of the book, which I didn't read because this was enough.
Yeah.
I read everything on these 2 pages.
Well, that's all bullshit.
Yeah, it is all bullshit. It's just kind of like doing a thing where there's a House of Magnus Gala coming up, covered by Brady Brandt. Doc Ock is working on on mutant stem cells. Ben Urich wrote an article about Mariko Harada, who was kidnapped by Hydra, which happens in our universe.
Well, there you go, Mariko Harada. Harada's Samurai's last stand.
Yeah.
So it's Mariko.
Tabloid picture of Pete with his kid.
So is Deathstrike Yuriko? It's Yuriko and Mariko? Come on, kid.
I think so.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's Yuriko. Yeah.
I did not think they were so similar.
Well, it's a bunch of white guys trying to come up with Japanese names. They're probably just like, there's one.
True. I'm surprised they're not way more offensive.
Shang-Chi and Rafael Vega are arrested as crime bosses. And Kazar...
who's Rafael Vega?
He's part of the Wolfpack.
Okay.
Garbage thing that no one even knows about.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I had to look it up. I'm like, who the fuck is Rafael Vega? And he's part of Wolfpack. Okay. Kazar gets asylum in the U.S. and he's so handsome. Oh my goodness. Wolverine's reading this paper. That's why we saw it.
Yeah.
He steals a motorcycle from
Cannonball.
Do you think it's supposed to be Cannonball?
Yes.
So here's my problem.
Okay.
So
he's a Guthrie in Manhattan.
There's that. He's not wearing anything that looks like a costume of Cannonballs, right?
He is actually. He's wearing that purple jacket, and he wore a purple jacket for a while.
Okay, all right. I'll concede that. The bike says Cannonball XX, but Cannon spelled wrong.
Okay.
Canon spelled as in the like continuity canon.
Sure.
I'm just curious if that was like a nod to we changed the canon? Universe is different?
I'm sure it's a double entendre.
Sure. He takes that bike and heads to Westchester. Jesus, I can't fucking talk tonight. To find Xavier. He breaks into...
My personal favorite was Doc Ock. He's just selling shit on the street corner. He opens up the coat, he's got watches. Doc Ock.
Well, they wouldn't be
trying to make a buck.
They wouldn't be on the coat. They're on his arms.
Right.
All the watches are on his arms. So he gets to the mansion in Westchester, and he scares the ever-loving fuck out of the current owner.
Out of people who do not live at the Xavier Institute, they live at their house.
Yes. Yeah. And he's just like, just don't hurt my family. And then Wolverine like runs away. Just a lot of shit in here that just like this scene I'm cool with. Wolverine goes to a roadhouse looking for a payphone, trying to like talk to operators trying to find him. He can't, and he ends up saving a sapien being harassed by a bunch of mutants for being a sapien. So he's against any discrimination.
As an X-Man would be.
Mm-hmm. He rides that motorcycle back to the city and gets caught up in the lobby of Stark Tower by the Red Guard, who is his team, who are agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but of the Red Guard. And that crew consists of Jessica Drew, Rogue, Toad, Nightcrawler, and Mystique. And they keep saying he's popped the brain stitch over and over again.
Well, that's because he remembers the old world. He doesn't remember this world.
I know, but they don't know that.
I know, which is why they think he's gone nuts and popped the stitch.
Right. It's just a weird thing to say, especially for a guy who's been, like, has his mind fucked with consistently. Was he going through some sort of that program in this universe? Just saying.
Wanda cooked up interesting vernacular, even original
cool slang, yeah.
To the universe.
Yeah.
Shui.
So he bolts. It seems like he gets away on the bike after escaping the lobby, and he wheelies off of some cars right into Cloak, who catches him and swallows him right up.
I think that's hysterical.
I think it's great. I think Cloak is an underutilized character.
Absolutely.
He's typically just a taxi.
Yeah.
And he is just a taxi in here too. I wish he was more of a character more often.
Most taxi characters are underutilized and not, not developed as much as they should be or used as much as they should be. Cloak's great. Magic is another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Cloak spits Wolverine and the bike out into a basement in front of Luke Cage. And then Hawkeye pops out of Cloak, and he should be dead.
But it's a whole new world.
I'll tell you, Wanda got the personality right, because Hawkeye's a real big douchebag.
Yeah.
And that's the end of issue 3.
Yeah, but it's probably like the most I've liked Hawkeye. Hawkeye is usually a douche and like, go away, you're incompetent. This is like a very confident Hawkeye. He's like, I know stuff, and
it's like Dark Reign Hawkeye, where it's like, I'm gonna go kill Norman. Like, fuck you, I'm gonna I'm gonna be Ronin and go kill people.
I don't know about that, because I feel like in Dark Reign he was a dumbass, because he's
Oh, he's fucking stuff up. He's being selfish.
Yeah, but they, because in Dark Reign they appoint him leader. They're like, you're the leader. What are you going to do as your first move as leader? As leader, I'm not going to tell the team that I'm going after Norman by myself.
Sure.
You're a glory hound solo act. Like, you're stupid. You're incompetent. That's, some sophomoric bullshit. This guy's got a plan. He's like, no, like, there's shit going on.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's just pure vengeance.
It's a good look on him.
Sure. I'm gonna say, just flipping through, I like the covers, the cover breaks between issues more than I like the book. Just saying.
Which is hysterical, right? Because it's got like the A and the B cover.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any of the things that at the time made me the biggest variant cover whore. Because Michael Turner did variant covers for this entire series, and I have them all. Like, I have all the Michael Turner covers.
Yeah, Turner stuff is something special. Hardest working dead man in comics. So issue 4, we're in Genosha.
We get like a 2-page glimpse of the paradise that Genosha is.
Yeah, it's beautiful, like white spires, whatever. And we're at Castle Magnus.
And he is the saddest grandpa ever.
Well, this is a little disturbing, right?
It's mad disturbing because they make these little kids out to be like demons.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yes.
Well, they were at one point.
What?
They were like vessels for souls for Mephisto in their first iteration, I believe.
Souls for Mephisto?
Yeah, something along those lines. Mephisto was involved in the creation of the boys the first time around. Because they were created twice.
So again, she makes them, and then she unmakes them?
I believe so.
Right?
Or she's forced to.
That's the way it's said, that she unmade them.
Yeah.
Like she had to unmake them. So then the souls, like, are in the ether. They didn't disappear, right?
Sure.
So then they go in to two regular guys on Earth.
I don't know.
Because Tommy and Billy aren't actual brothers.
I don't know. I don't know enough. I would have to go read more.
This is my problem with this shit. My problem with this shit is when they do this body snatching stuff. Because I'm fairly certain those essences went into other children.
I would have to go and see. I just know that I know the boys were made twice, and I know the first time involved Mephisto.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
I don't think they were made the second time so much as we inhabit this body now, and it's like that's
I'm not sure.
Fucking cool.
I would have to look into it and see.
Yeah, we gotta do some research on that. I could be wrong, but I hate body snatching shit because it's just like that's fucked up. Like in Straczynski's store, where he's just like, "Oh, I could sense warrior spirit in you. You must be Asgardian." And he taps a hammer on the ground, and people are turning into Asgardians. It's like, whoa, that guy was married and had 3 kids at home, and now he's Volstagg. What are you doing? But yeah.
But anyway,
very ambiguous with fucking hero shit.
One of Magnus's grandchildren comes to him and it's like, "Grandpa, I made you this for you," and it's like a boat. And then you get a close up, like real hard on the kid's face with my mind, and then and Eric just like, and then we.
So, I'm used to a way more decisive Magnus. Like he just be like, "You're dead, kid. Sorry, I'm done."
Just throws them off.
Yeah. Again, right? In this, throughout the whole 8 issues, Magneto is very like, "Oh, I don't know. My hands are kind of tied. I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna kind of just let people."
It is very uncharacteristic for Magneto,
right?
But again, you're talking about a guy who's used to being in control who has none because of his daughter.
But then, like, again, in other books where you get the story fleshed out, in Fantastic Four, where he has the meeting with Dr. Doom, he feels that Doom's going to overthrow him. So he has this, like, political meeting. Him and Quicksilver meet with their family, and he fucking shoves them in the Phantom Zone. Not the Phantom Zone, the Negative Zone. Yeah, he shoves them in the Negative Zone and fucking locks them there, and he's like, "Fuck you guys." And it's like, what? This guy's not trying to protect anything. Why is he trying to protect shit and do shit in that book?
Well, you're talking about a guy who's making sure his power is consolidated, right?
No, I understand.
But in this, he can't do what he needs to do to protect his family because it's out of his control. He can't do anything to Wanda to make it better.
Right. But I'm just saying, like in that, there was much more showmanship, participation.
Sure. What's he gonna do? Is he like, "Get away from me, kid"? Yeah.
I know.
Floats his boat off the edge of the balcony and drops it. It's like, "Make another one better."
Again, he's going out and he's doing regal stuff. He's in regal, adornment. He's not walking around in his pajamas going, "Oh shit, I might have to kill my grandbabies."
It's fine. She can just make another one. All right. So we jump back to Hell's Kitchen, and it's Wolverine, Luke, and Hawkeye. Hawkeye shoots the tracker out of the back of Wolverine's neck, and Wolverine blacks out.
Yeah, I mean, without even a thought. Luke Cage is upset that he doesn't even confer with him.
Yeah, really. They're like, "Take it out. Get rid of it. Take it out." And then it's like, you didn't give him any time to do it, and he just shoots it out of him. And everyone thinks Wolverine's dead.
Yeah, well, I like that Luke Cage and Hawkeye are arguing the entire time he's out, and like it only takes a few minutes. They're still arguing
30 seconds.
When he starts to wake up.
Because he wakes up and he goes, "How long was I out?"
Yeah.
And he goes, 30 seconds. And they're like, "How are you alive?" And he goes, "Oh, too late." And the Sentinels attack. And these Sentinels are red and gold, very Iron Man kind of colors.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they wouldn't be Magneto colors. I guess it's too close to actual Sentinel colors.
Very ornate with like
lots of like filigree kind of stuff going on. Yeah. They're cool looking.
But they hunt humans.
Yeah. A bunch of the background characters we saw in Luke's crew are dead now. One of them being Misty Knight.
One of them being Misty Knight.
Fuck you.
Yeah, right?
And there's another dude on fire and some lady dead too. But most of everyone else got grabbed by Cloak, and they get dropped into Wilson Fisk's office uptown because that's the only place that Cloak could think to bring everybody in that moment. And Luke and Wolverine have a conversation. Luke doesn't know him, but he heard that he went AWOL and thought he was worth having a conversation with. Wolverine ends up explaining what's happening with reality, it being different and nothing being right. And as he's running through, Hawkeye mentions that Wanda is human. And they go, what?
Yeah.
We find out that Black Cat, Iron Fist, and Moon Knight are all part of Luke's group there.
Well, we find out because Logan calls him out.
Yeah, he's like, you're that, you're that.
You and you.
Mm-hmm. Then there's more talk about how things used to be. Luke believes Wolverine because of a girl named Layla. She came to him a couple days ago and said all the same things. And she gave Luke a vision of what his life used to be. So he remembers how things were.
I like that first interaction where he's like, who are you? Layla. Like the song? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. A simple word has been tickling me a lot in comics lately.
Just no.
Yeah, just no.
Just simplicity is,
no.
You could get a lot done with that.
Black Canary number 3, used it to an extensive point. It was like Wonder Woman with no thank you, right?
Sure.
She kept using no thank you the whole thing. In the most recent issue, Donna Troy is no thank you.
Yeah, it's just but having that recurring thing, you make it a thing.
Yeah.
So Wolverine talks to Layla, but doesn't really give anything new at all. I just want to make a note. Her shirt says 46664, and I looked it up to see if there's any kind of reference. It is a reference. It is a reference to Nelson Mandela. That was his prisoner number when he was in jail.
Oh, no shit.
Which is weird, because now you have... Do you know what the Mandela effect is?
No.
The Mandela effect is like everyone remembers something wrong, because it's named that because people thought that he had died in prison, and he did not. The Mandela effect is like, everyone says the Berenstain Bears. They're the Berenstain Bears.
Right.
That kind of thing. It's like a massive cultural misremembering of events. So it's like, oh, is this a reference to the Mandela effect because of the shirt in Mandela? No, because the Mandela effect wasn't coined until 2009. So the Mandela effect wasn't a thing.
So we will know us of the future.
Until 4 years later. So
Brian Michael
it's a very weird coincidence that in a book about an alternate reality where people are misremembering things and re-remembering them correctly, you have a reference to Nelson Mandela and tangentially the Mandela effect, which didn't exist yet. It's very weird. So they all go see Scott and Emma, hoping to jog Emma's memory. But Layla's really freaking out about having to do it because she is a new mutant and doesn't know how any of this works.
Her rapid aging, I don't know how that happened, but it's gross.
Also, her powers are not this.
Yeah, her powers are not this.
Her powers are like resurrection.
Yeah, they change once everything goes back to normal. Mm-hmm. But her dating Jamie Madrox is kind of gross and icky.
Yeah, issue for another time.
I know. I'm just saying.
They are in Emma's and Scott's apartment, and Layla lets us know that she's Hell's Kitchen kid. She was looking for Daredevil, but ran into Luke instead, and she just had to tell somebody. So that's how they ran into each other. Emma comes home, and she thinks she's being robbed, and she just freezes everyone in place.
I like that Logan can smell her coming. Mm-hmm. It's just she's coming. Everyone be cool.
Yep. Layla makes her remember everything. And as she's remembering everything, again, we get a little montage of her at school, her part of the Hellfire Club, her being headmistress, her and Scott. Then she gets a glimpse of Xavier in a church surrounded by 3 people. Does this ever pay off? Because Xavier isn't found by the end of the book. He's still missing when the book is over. Does this pay off as something? Because I don't know what this is. Is he under the control of somebody?
Not that I remember.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Not that I remember.
You have a better memory about this kind of shit.
Because there was House M, Fantastic Four, which I don't think that was the other thing.
But this would have to pay off post half of House of M.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, because there's no payoff for this at all.
Yeah, who are all these people?
So she sees something going on with Xavier, and he's stuck somewhere by, like I said, 3 people in a church. So Emma comes out of it, remembering everything, and she's fucking pissed. So it's time to go recruit some more people. And that's the end of issue 4.
Yeah, she's not even playing. She's like, we're going to find him and we're going to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's almost everyone's sentiment when they get woken up. It's like, fuck them. You're dead.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Like, we're going to kill him and his kids. Wolverine's like, yeah, I got no problem with that.
Well, that's the other thing, is everyone immediately assumes this is Magneto's plan.
Yeah.
Like, Magneto did this.
Yep.
Because he's the one in charge, right? It's the House of Magnus. He's the one in power. Why wouldn't he be the one who did it?
Right. But I like that they just decided they're lumping the kids in anyway.
Yeah, fuck them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that, oh, Wanda did it, did bad shit. Magneto, clearly, this is all whatever, bad. Fuck him too. Well, at this point, it's like, what'd Pietro do, man?
What did Polaris do?
Oh, yeah, true. I didn't even think of her.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't need to think of her because she does nothing in this book.
She wasn't really lumped in at that point.
She's in this book, though.
I know, but she
barely, and she's awful.
Yeah.
Not in like, oh my god, look how awful she is. She's like, you didn't do anything. You are like on the power level equal to your father, and you're like, damsel.
Her development is slow and awkwardly paced.
I'm just saying this specifically is just like, whoa boy, didn't like it. All right, everyone, that's going to be the end of part 1. Yes, this is a 2-parter. Because we really got into some stuff on this one, right? we went a little long arguing some stuff. So check back next time for part 2. And if you want to get in contact with the store, maybe give us some recommendations for future book reviews, you could do that at thecomiccryptcast@gmail.com. We are also on YouTube now. If you want to check us out there, you could search us at the Cryptcast NJ, that's our handle, so that'll get you to us, and you can follow the store on Instagram and Facebook. Links will be in the show notes. Go read your books.
Peace.
We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags like comics. The hardcore get it while the soft bitches vomit. I came to this earth on a radiated comet. Now the planet is in perilous danger because I'm on it. Fly super villain with the superpowers in me. Got the rare issues and all my shit is minty. Body like Ben Grimm, suckers I be beating down. Look around and we be found chilling out in Eatontown. I be at the comic crypt stacking up the kryptonite. Doomsday and Superman every time I grip the mic. Dark Phoenix overloading, supernova sunspot exploding. I'm the Punisher reloading Bobby Drake when he's frozen. Storm forming ominous clouds over the ocean. Working with Professor X to master my emotion. Have you posing in the box whether you know it or not. I'll easily bag your bitch like Logan did to Scott. Mr. Sinister plots when I administer shots to clone Gene from a jeans. Then this shit'll get hot like Inferno. Burn slow, humans are ash. God loves man kills in the days of future past. Now I'm working on a science lesson. Me and Brian Stratton, a rat in a cage who can't stop buying X-Men.
Like a flower that blooms in the spring.